Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, patriots, magnificent members of the clerisy. Sound the klaxon. It is true. Joy, Reid, given the boot. America rejoices as MSDNC finally wakes up to reality. Pop the champagne, sound the trumpets, sound the klaxon, break out the MAGA hats. The day conservative truth seekers and anyone with a functioning brain have been waiting for has finally arrived. Joy Reid, the race-baiting, Trump-hating, misinformation-spewing disaster of a television host, has been fired, expurgated, shown the door, and given a copy of the home game for MSDNC. That's right, my friends. Listen, after years of shrieking into the void, dividing Americans along racial and political lines, and embarrassing herself, that racial arsonist, with some of the most absurd takes in media history, Joyless Reid has finally been shown the door. MSDNC, the radical left's propaganda arm, has decided that even they can no longer justify her take, keeping this miserable termagant, this harpy, this shrew, this virago, this pathetic excuse for a journalist any longer. And the best part? It wasn't because she had some grand awakening or decided to retire gracefully. It was because no one was watching. Do you hear me? No one was watching. You know the expression about if a tree falls in the woods? Well, if she falls in the woods. Anyway, how did we get here? For years, Joyless Reid has been the imposter, but the poster child for everything wrong with the left-wing media. Hateful, check. Dishonest, double check. Willing to smear anyone who didn't fall in line with her radical ideology. Oh, you better believe it. From the moment she took over her primetime slot at MSDNC, Joyless Reid made it clear that she wasn't interested in facts or journalistic integrity or even the slightest attempt at objectivity. Oh, no. Her show was nothing more than an endless frothing at the mouth tantrum about Donald Trump and Republicans and, of course, white people. The dread, vile, horrible, devil white people. Oh, you know it. And they knew it. But they looked the other way until it was too late. She called Trump supporters, that would be you, racists, and mocked Hispanic conservatives as white adjacent. Accused Ron DeSantis of running a fascist state in Florida, and even went as far as to attack Elon Musk, for daring to support free speech on social media. In Joyless Reid's twisted world, anyone who didn't kowtow or worship at the altar of woke ideology was an enemy that needed to be smeared, dehumanized, dematerialized, and silenced. Her show, the ReidOut, is out. And it wasn't just bad, it was historically bad. The ratings were abysmal. I mean, they hemorrhaged numbers. The viewership tanked. And even diehard MSDNC loyalists found themselves tuning out. Why? Because Americans, even those on the left, can only tolerate so much this deranged screeching before they realize that they've been force-fed a toxic stew and gumbo of resentment and victimhood. And the ratings collapse. MSDNC couldn't ignore it anymore. Let's not pretend MSDNC is some kind of moral epiphany here. No. They didn't fire Joyless Reid because she was a dishonest hack. They fired her because no one was watching her garbage show anymore. For months, Reid's ratings just basically circled the toilet bowl, circled the drain, like a restroom or a service station old Phillips 66 toilet bowl that just wouldn't flush anymore. Remember that in the old days? Remember that where you brought the big key? Anyway, her show was routinely getting trounced by Fox News, even CNN. The network's so desperate for relevance, it practically begs viewers to watch. They were outperforming her. MSDNC tried everything to prop her up. They let her spew unhinged conspiracy theories, and yeah, that's right, conspiracy theories. Yep. They gave her full reign to attack conservatives as domestic terrorists and let her run wild with this absurd claims about Jim Crow 2.0 voting laws. But guess what? Americans weren't buying it. MSDNC's audience, while generally composed of smug liberals who enjoy an occasional glass of white wine and self-congratulatory pat on the back for fighting fascism, or whatever the hell it is, she wasn't deranged enough to sit through, or they weren't deranged, I should say, to sit through this joyless reads, these relentless, mind-numbing examples of drivel. They tuned out in droves. And when the numbers just kept plummeting, MSDNC executive finally had no other choice than to face reality. Keeping joyless on the air was bad business. And the fake apologies that never came. You see, one might think that after being shown the door, Joy would have a moment of self-reflection. Perhaps an ounce of humility. No! Maybe a small acknowledgement that just maybe she alienated half the country with her divisive nonsense. Nope. Instead, she's doing what every failed leftist grifter does, playing the victim. Predictably, she already is hinting that her firing is due to, wait a minute, why do you think she was fired? Come on, racism. That's right, because in Joy Reid's mind, nothing is ever her fault. MSNBC isn't firing her because she's an unbearable hack whose presence no sane person wants to watch or tolerate. No. It must be systemic oppression. You see, it must be white supremacy. It must be Ron DeSantis' fault somehow. It's the same tired routine every time a radical leftist gets left accountable for their failures. You see, they blame racist viewers, the far-right takeover of media, or some other imaginary boogeyman that somehow is involved, rather than looking in the mirror and realizing that they were the problem all along. Trump's revenge? That's right. Yeah, maybe. Another radical leftist falls? Yeah, fine. Oh, and let's talk about the absolute best part about this entire situation. Donald Trump called it. Oh, God, I love it. For years, Trump has been exposing these dishonest frauds in the media. He warned America about their race-baiting tactics, their obsession with pushing lies, and their all-consuming hatred for half the country. And now, one of his loudest, most obnoxious critics is out of a job. Trump has been winning the battle after battle in the media war since day one. And the leftist propaganda machine is collapsing. First, CNN had to dump Chris Cuomo, Fredo. Then Don Lemon got the boot. Now Joy Reid. It's like a leftist media extinction event. Like this big, asteroid blowing everything up. And it's absolutely glorious. And the writing's on the wall. The corporate media is dying. MSDNC, CNN, and the rest of the liberal fake news industry are desperately trying to figure out somehow how to stay afloat and keep the lights on. Meanwhile, Trump is leading the charge, exposing their lies, and forcing them to reckon with their irrelevance. So what's next for Joy? What's next? A lifetime of irrelevance? Who cares? But if you think about it, she'll probably get a podcast. Maybe she'll be like Jim Acosta, Substack. That'll set the world on fire. Because that's what all failed left-wing propagandists do when they lose their cushy TV gigs. She'll find some woke billionaire donor to bankroll her new independent journalism venture, which no one will watch. Maybe she'll get a job teaching a CRT class at Harvard about how evil white people are. Who knows? Whatever she does, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, Joy Reid is irrelevant. She had a platform. She had a massive media machine backing her. She had every possible advantage, and yet she failed because she couldn't stand being, or we couldn't stand being, a hateful, dishonest fraud. You understand that? Her firing is a massive win for real Americans who are sick and tired of being lectured and demonized and lied to by corrupt media elites. And it's another nail in the coffin for the leftist media empire, and it's proof that Donald Trump's influence is still stronger than ever. So, my friend, this is a win for America and a loss for wokeness. Joy Reid's exit isn't just the firing of a bad television host, though that's certainly a part of it. It's the symbolic collapse of everything she stood for: race hustling, Trump bashing, and unhinged radical leftism. Her downfall is proof that America is waking up. The silent majority has had enough, my friends. People aren't buying the lies anymore. The woke mob is losing its grip, and the radical left, they're running out of places to hide. Goodbye, Joy Reid. Adios. Sayonara. You won't be missed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great day for America. What do you think? I'm going to ask you a couple of things. First, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? It's critical that you weigh in as we celebrate the expurgation, the Baudelarizing, the amending, E-M-E-N-D, the ablation of joyless Reid. They're dropping like flies, my friends. God bless America. God bless President Trump. And comment as you see fit. And spread this around. Send this video to any of your lefty friends, that this will make them sick to their stomach. I love it.